Welcome back to another episode of the TB2 podcast. I am the Burr. You can spell it out B-U-R-R-R-R. I'm joined here by my co-host for this beautiful week of AEW review. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the boss, B-O-double-dollar-sign. How you doing, brother?
What up, what up, what up? TB2 Pod. What's up, RWC? Yeah, I'm here.
We here. And we got quite a bit to cover in the AEW side of things. You know, there was quite a bit that happened. Some things we kind of foreseen happening, which, yeah. We got the crystal ball. It happens all the time. We see the future. We even got called out by reading the crystal ball in an interview with Sam Stackhouse. We made a comment and he was blown away. He said, "You just wait. What you just said, that's gonna be big. It'll all make sense later. It'll all make sense." And we didn't even know what it was that we were crystal balling, but checked out the Sam Stackhouse interview dropped.
Yeah. Shameless plug. TB2 Pod. We got an interview out right now with Sam Stackhouse, man. Go check it out. Sam Stackhouse in the TB2 Pod. We on Spotify and we on YouTube. Hey, it's a great interview, man. Great interview from one of the great up-and-coming wrestlers, man, in the scene, man. So check it out. Crystal ball, always crystal balling over here at the TB2 podcast, Boss and Burr. I'm telling you.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get into this AEW Dynamite / Collision combination. The way we
Let's
do
do it.
the flow, we kind of combine what happened on Collision with what happened on Dynamite, the different segments that kind of flow together, one leading into the other, because we talk about here how AEW has a constant storyline base where they run things over and over into the next week, into the next show. And so it's just easier to kind of cover everything in that format versus doing one show and then doing the other show for anybody that's new here on an AEW review. But we got Collision in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, followed by a Dynamite returning to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Okay. They got out of Fresno. They got out of California. Change the scenery. Cedar Rapids. Shout out to everybody in Cedar Rapids.
Well, we're gonna start in the women's division on this one. We got the offshoot Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, the Divine Dominion. You know, they just won the AEW Women's Tag Titles, and they're going against Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron as a rematch for them losing their titles at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they get their rematch, and Willow does her best trying to keep this team afloat. She tries her best.
Like you said before. Like you said last week.
But Harley Cameron ends up taking the double choke slam and gets pinned for the loss. So Willow and Harley lose the match. The Divine Dominion, Megasis, and Lena Cross are still champions. And after the match, we get a thing backstage between Willow and Harley, and they break up, basically. Willow says that they need to go do their own thing, but they'll always be the Babes of Wrath. So, crystal balling.
Balling. Yep, you said that Willow was carrying the team, man, and she definitely was. She seen her value. She up out of there.
Yeah. And that's going to push Harley way down the card. I have a bad feeling that we're not going to see very much Harley Cameron going forward.
Yeah, happy trails, though. Harley. Happy trails, Harley.
So, we also have the favorite tag team name that we have on the TB2 podcast, the Brawlin' Birds. They're backstage and they say that they've got Mina Shirakawa's back and how she was screwed by Tekla because Tekla used the brass knuckles last week to defend her title. And so they have her back, and for any 3 women that are out on the roster, anybody out there that wants a fight, we'll fight you, because we're coming after Tekla and the tag team behind Tekla.
Ain't they like the Sisters of Sin or something?
There you go.
Something like that.
I drew such a blank on that one.
Yeah, because these fucking names, you got the Brawling Birds, Divine Dominion, the fucking, you got all these crazy ass names. Babes of Wrath, these crazy. How the fuck can you remember them? That's why it's two of us, bro. That's why you're not in the heavyweight division. You're in the tag team division of the RWC because it's your tag team partner get tagged in for shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah, hot tag to you because I
Yeah,
just drew
tag
the biggest
in.
blank.
Yeah, when you go blank, give a nigga a hot tag, I come in there and tell you some shit like that. Then I go back out there, you know what I'm saying, holding on to the rope turnbuckle string, you know what I'm saying?
So they decided to have a match against some local talent, I guess. Um it's
Damn, some local talent?
But here's the thing, one of these women, actually the one that kind of gets double teamed and beat up at the end there, Nixie XS, she's somebody that I seen a couple weeks ago at a Memphis taping. She's over there, and at Memphis, she's kind of like a Tekla type where she's got an aura about her. She's got a good character, she's got an aura, she's got her own look. So yeah, it was good to see her on AEW. I'm kind of sad she got the snot beat out of her. Also, when we were at the Memphis taping, her mother sat beside us and was so proud of her daughter. They had to go down, travel down there together, and she was talking about all these different places that they were booked at, and true motherly like support. It was just a super sweet authentic moment. So shout out Nixie SS for being on AEW. I'm sorry you had to take the pin, but it's good to see you on TV.
Good eye, Berg, good eye. See, the TB2 podcast, we be in the streets, we be recognizing people, Bird be out there. So, hey,
So yeah,
jobbers be jobbing, bro. Jobbers is out here jobbing in this economy, bro.
yeah, yep. And they getting that check. They getting that check.
Mm-hmm.
So basically after the match, the Birds tell
Mm-hmm.
Mina that they had nothing to do with Tony after the squash match. They had nothing to do with Tony Storm getting injured. Tekla and the Sisters of Sin come out and basically say if they want to try to mess with the Tekla and the Sisters of Sin, then they're gonna end up like Tony Storm. So say I
Beat the
still don't
fuck up.
know who attacked Tony Storm, but it is looking like Tekla. I don't think it was Tekla, but they're making it seem like it was Tekla. And so yeah, that leads into them facing off against each other on Dynamite. And it was a decent match. I mean, there were some nice back and forth moments. There's a part towards the end of the match where Tekla actually gets the brass knuckles out again. So we talked about it. I guess this is going to be something for her going forward. She's going to have this to pull out of her bag at any moment. It's kind of being overused right now, kind of like the Grande Americano steel plate. I like it when it's used. I just don't like it when it's used every week. You know what I mean? But good
Nuck
match.
if you buck, boy. Nuck if you buck, boy. Nuck. I gotta get rid of Logan Paul song. Brass nuts if you buck, boy. I guess this is Tekla's world. She just the ultra villain. She doing all type of shit. I don't know, man. I guess I guess she need a weapon. I guess. And I mean, hey, whoever hurt Tony Storm, right? If it ain't Tekla, go ahead and let Tekla take the blame for it.
Yeah.
You keep skating under the radar. Because Tekla want to take the blame. Sometimes you gotta let somebody else take the heat for you. Fuck it, like go ahead. You claiming this body? You claiming this body out here in these streets? Hey, when First 48 knocking on your motherfucking door, don't
It ain't me.
you
It wasn't
claim
me.
this shit. You claim this shit, Tekla. So don't be mad once First 48 start knocking on your door.
Well, she pulls out the Nux. Windsor catches her and de-arms her, and that causes Jamie Hayter to hit the Haterade on Julia Hart for the win with the Brawling Birds and Mina, and I guess the Brawling Birds as a team still stay undefeated.
Yeah,
I
that's what
still
I
hate the
say. The
name.
streak still going on, right? They
Yeah.
still on their streak, looking strong, beating the team that got the champion on it.
Yep. I mean, this is like 5 weeks straight of them winning matches, and also 5 weeks straight of me hating their name. So we got a bunch of streaks going on.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a bunch of streaks going on. So we get a rare sighting from Johnny TV, which is Johnny Nitro, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Lucha, Johnny Mundo, Johnny World, Johnny Good Looking, Johnny Morrison, Johnny Nitro, all those Johnnies. That's Johnny. Johnny TV has a match against Myron Reed of the Rascals, which is nice to have a showing from him. Usually it's the other two getting the spotlight, and they have a match actually later on. But it's good to see Myron Reed in the ring. They're entertaining to watch. This is a nice entertaining. Johnny TV's got MXM, which is the supermodel clique that is behind him. You know, they have some funny moments, some gaff moments throughout the thing because the models are, not the smartest tools in the shed. They're like Zoolander. They just want to look good. So um Reed hits a springboard 450 to win the match. It's fine. It's weird seeing Johnny TV with no hair. He got his head shaved after he lost a hair match in Mexico, and they pretty much shaved him bald. And so, yeah, he looks weird with no hair.
Hey, I don't know. That's funny, y'all.
So we've got a big feud that's going on in AEW right now. One of the bigger ones is the Will Ospreay versus John Moxley. That's kind of become the now
Talk to me, baby. Now we got some heat. Now you talking my language.
Well, we start off with the Deathriders having a match against Private Party. And I guess in this match I missed it and maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I guess Marq Quen. I guess he got hurt in this match because Isaiah Cassidy is talking about how later on, this is kind of a spoiler or whatever because we're doing this after the Thursday show. He's talking about how Marq Quen got hurt in this match and how he's continued to go on basically without him. So I guess I missed the spot where he got hurt. The Deathriders talked about how he'll be out for a while. So
damn,
I don't know. I kind of want to go back and rewatch it.
Damn.
They do a little promo before the match between Moxley and Garcia versus Private Party. They come out to the ring and Deathriders come out first. They're doing this thing now during their entrance where they'll come out from the audience. They've been doing that for a while, but they'll come out by the commentator's booth and then they'll sit there and do push-ups while the other team comes out. All of them, not just the people in the match. The whole faction is out there doing push-ups.
Yeah, keeping PT in line, keeping their shit ready just in case. Knock out 10 real quick. Make sure they still got it. Keep them on program. Hey, Mina, get your ass down there and knock out 10. Get off your knees. Doing right.
3, 3, 3. Come on, 3.
At least they ain't gotta do push-ups for Roman Reigns, nigga. If they had to do, if the Deathriders had to ever go against Roman Reigns, they'd be doing a set of 100. They have muscle failure out there.
I can't wrestle. I can't do nothing. Trying to do out there doing chops and can't even pick up their arms.
Yeah, I'm burned out.
Maybe that's what Orange Cassidy's problem is.
It took him 10 minutes to get to the ring. I did 50.
if I was the opponent, I'd be just taking my time, just strolling. This is my Undertaker entrance moment right here. Y'all just keep pushing. Y'all keep pushing. I'll be there in a minute. Y'all keep going.
Right.
And it's good to see Private Party back to, and if Marq Quen's hurt, that sucks because I was excited to see Private Party back together and wrestling on TV. When AEW started, they were one of the top billed tag teams. I mean, they fought their way up to beating teams like the Young Bucks. I mean, they were billed as one of the top tag teams in AEW. Then they've dealt with injuries and dealt with this and dealt with that. So it sucks to see Marq Quen getting hurt. But the Deathriders win. Daniel Garcia gets Cassidy caught in the Dragon Tamer, while Claudio and Marq Quen are outside. So yeah, the Deathriders win and apparently injure Marq Quen in the process.
Damn.
It ended up being mostly a numbers game. There was different, Wheeler Yuta getting involved and people and shit.
Of course.
And so,
The Death Riders,
Deathriders
baby.
playing. Yep. So on the
Death
other
Rider
side,
games, baby.
when this match happened on Collision, more Death Rider talk. On Dynamite, we get our Pac versus Ospreay match. And
yeah, hell yeah. I love Pac, bro.
it's a very hard hitting match. It starts off, and I almost thought they weren't even going to do it. I thought they were going to swerve me because it starts with Pac attacking Ospreay on the ramp and hitting a brainbuster on the ramp. And so they have him kind of collect himself. The doctor comes out and is like, "Hey, you really shouldn't do this match," and he does it anyway because babyface. So
they working on the neck. They
Yep.
working on the neck, like we said. They're gonna be attacking them all week, all month. They're gonna keep attacking them.
And that's what
Pac was there to do his job.
Yep, that's what he did this whole match. He attacked that neck. I mean, putting him in the brutalizer and catching him on different things, just stomping on his neck. I mean, and this is a good match. We get a 450. We get a Styles Clash. We get a Tombstone. Pac's, like I said, hooking in the brutalizer. He did one at one point for towards the end of the match for a full, it had to be like a minute. Just locking it in. Just twerking on that neck.
Pac ain't a rookie, man.
No. And he's in probably the best shape that he's been in a while. But at the end of the match, when he's got that brutalizer in him for about a minute, he goes to Ospreay's trying to get to the rope. And so Pac goes to readjust his hold to try to pull him away from the rope. And as he does, Ospreay rolls him up for the win. So Pac gets mad, attacks Ospreay after the match. Ospreay ends up hitting him with a hidden blade, but out come the family, out come the Death Riders. They end up jumping Ospreay and putting his chair on his neck. And as they're about to stomp on it, Moxley stops and says, "Hang on. Not this time. Not this time." But at this point, this isn't personal. Don't make it personal because it could cost you your head.
Right.
So
he's just letting you know, at any given time, Will Ospreay, I could break it down, Nick.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you breathe one more day.
So I'm intrigued with the way that this feud's going. I mean, we knew it was going to be a numbers game with the Death Riders. We knew it was Ospreay against the wall, and we knew he was going to have to run the gauntlet. He's beaten Pac. I'm sure next he faces Claudio. Before facing Mox at Dynasty.
Yes, sir. Gotta do it. That'll be an easier match, I think. Pac was gonna be the one that put the most damage on him, of course, is what I expect. And now the Claudio match, I expect Will Ospreay to do a little bit more, have a little bit.
So speaking of chairs, they wrapped that chair around Will Ospreay. We got Renee backstage, and she's waiting for Cope and Cage and Cope to show up to the arena, and they do, and they're carrying chairs. The masters of the concertos, they're carrying the chairs. And it's funny because Edge is talking to Renee, and he's like, "Hey, basically, we're hunting FTR. We're looking for FTR like we're looking for peeps." And they've got the chairs to take out FTR and anybody else that gets in their way. And as he says this, Cage raises his chair up to take out Renee. And Cope has to stop him. It's like, "Bro, she's not in the way. Don't hit her with the chair. Don't do it. Calm down. Stay focused." Yeah.
Hey, I swear, those two dudes is the funniest part. That's my favorite part about AEW right now. Cage and Cope, bro. Hold on, man. I done went dark. Hold on.
I mean, it's...
Damn, bro. My favorite part of the night, Cage and Cope, bro. I swear to God. That's all I want to see is them two dudes, man. You got Cope spitting on him the fucking veins pop. He taking it too serious. And then you got my dude Christian Cage. Oh my God. his whole existence is just funny as fuck. Like he just the cool uncle that smoke weed and shit. Like he is fucking hilarious, dog. That shit is hilarious to me, bro.
It had me laughing pretty good too when he wound
That
up like, man,
motherfucker's hilarious.
you are really playing on this, man. You are an asshole, because that's what even Cope said it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, they're playing on
He's
that.
a straight dickhead, man. I love it though. I love it. I love every minute of it.
Yeah, very, very entertaining segment. Nice snippet. I'm good with it. That was also on Dynamite. So we're gonna switch back over to Collision. We've got a couple of things that don't really carry over. One is a good match between Tommaso Ciampa and Ace Austin. I was excited when Ace Austin came over to AEW because I've been watching him for years over in New Japan. And so I'm excited to see him in the ring getting a chance because he's another one that's real good in the ring. He really is.
All right.
But they
All
have
right.
a real good match. They have a good back and forth. They're pushing Champa, so they end up having Champa. Champa hits him with the knee, takes him out. So
Mhm.
Ace Austin's beat. Juice Robinson is coming out to check on him, and as Juice is checking on him, it looks like Ciampa's gonna also take out Juice. And Juice turns around and catches him before he does. And so Tommaso just leaves. This is going to set up a match between Juice Robinson and Tommaso Ciampa probably next week on Collision, or the Collision going on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
We've got,
We'll see how it goes. Tommaso Ciampa still doing his thing.
and I'm glad they didn't end up doing the whole tag team thing with him. I'm glad he stays as a singles bad guy because
Yeah, he's still on the tear. He's still on singles tear. Still trying to prove his worth.
yeah,
Make
it's
his name known.
much more interesting than him in a tag team again. We get the family, the Don Callis family
Uh-oh.
backstage, and they're basically,
Yep.
swearing revenge on Jet Speed and Mystico, right? Basically for taking the trios title. They ask about the whole relationship with MJF, and Fletcher really doesn't want to talk about it. He just says he wants to focus on the matches they've got tonight and then working towards bringing gold to the Don Callis family.
Yep.
So that
What else
leads in,
happened, Burr?
well, that leads into the Rascals. We seen one of them earlier. The other two, we got Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier. They go against the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, who used to be Aussie Open. Them and Will Ospreay were all in a group together, for those that don't know. And so it's kind of good to see these two teaming back together. They had a little split for a while. Once Fletcher went into being a single star and kind of being a heel. But it's good to see them back together because I think they're good with each other.
Okay.
Not Brokeback Mountain style. So we've got the Rascals trying to look for a big win against a contender, so that way they can be, closer to the title contention. They want in that title shot. They want to go for the tag team titles, and they've had a good record since they've been in AEW. That's a team that we haven't really talked a lot about on the pod. I think we maybe talked about them one week having all the smoke because that was their promo, and haven't really seen much of them in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. We haven't.
This
You know
match,
who I haven't seen either? Haven't seen We Heard People. We Heard
yep,
People. I ain't seen
yep,
them either.
yep, they should be coming back relatively soon from what I'm hearing. So
I,
we'll
I
we'll
ain't
we'll
seen
see.
them either.
We'll see. I think there was an injury amongst one of the three, and so they went ahead and tried to just not put him on TV while they were dealing with that. But I think everybody may be cleared or close to clear, so they should be, from what
Okay.
I'm hearing, should be returning soon.
Okay. Okay. All
Um,
right. All right.
but the match is very exciting. It has the people on their feet in the arena. I mean, people are losing their mind, and I've said it, multiple times. Kyle Fletcher's right on that cusp of being, main event level, and almost any match that he's in, he brings out good in his opponents. They have good spots. They have good chemistry. I enjoy a lot of Kyle Fletcher matches. I really do. Um, and I wasn't sure who was going to win this match. I didn't know if maybe the Don Callis family gets beat here. I didn't, and still building up the Rascals. However, they decide to go the opposite way, and they have the Don Callis family get the win over the Rascals.
Yeah, bro, you should have knew that. We got the TNT champion Kyle Fletcher out there, man, with Mark Davis, dog. You should have knew who was gonna win that shit. But I mean, the Rascals, they had a good match, so they don't look too crazy out there. They're still hot, but ain't no way in hell they gonna beat Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher, bro. Ain't no way in hell.
I should have known. I should
What
have known.
happened? You should have knew.
So the last thing we've got on Collision is an international championship match between the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, taking on the Jet, Kevin Knight. They're trying to. This is another part of that whole getting revenge on the guys that took their trios championships from the Don Callis family. So they've got this match. Okada's got the title on the line, which means you know how this match is going to end. They're I guess trying to push Kevin Knight, or Kevin Knight's trying to push himself as this being the year of the Jet. I didn't see that on the Chinese calendar. I know there's like a snake and a rooster. I didn't know there was a year of the Jet, so that's news to me.
Yeah, we in the year of the horse. Just to let y'all know. In the Chinese calendar, we in the year of the horse.
So yeah, he's not paying attention to that calendar because horses and jets are completely different things. So I don't know. Maybe you got a bad picture.
The jet speed hate is real, boy. The jet speed hate is real. You don't like Speedball or Kevin Knight.
Oh, we about to get into the hate. Don't you worry. That's coming. That's coming. The weekly Mike Bailey report is coming. Don't you worry. But this match between Okada and Kevin Knight's a pretty good match. It's good to see Okada doing single stuff. Normally he's doing multi-man stuff with the Don Callis family, and you don't get that Okada feel in his matches. You know what I mean? He may have a couple of spots, but it's not an Okada match. And so it's good to see him having good matches in AEW and Kevin Knight being a good opponent for him.
Yeah.
The thing that makes Kevin Knight look kind of dumb in this match is he goes for a UFO splash. He takes out Okada.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He went for it.
He did. He went for a UFO
the most
splash.
powerful move in the. He went for the most powerful splash in AEW. Oh my god!
Okada rolls out of the way before he goes for it, right? And so Okada's like 3/4 of the way across the ring, and Kevin Knight still decides to go for it, catches knees from Okada, and Okada rolls him up for the win. And he also used the ropes as leverage. He cheated to hold him down. So we're probably going to get this match again at some point.
Sometimes you got to cheat to win, in the words of Eddie Guerrero.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
But he was smart, because he knew if you'd have got hit with that shit, he was out of there. That's the move that if you get hit with, you're done. You're paralyzed pancake fucking flat. Okada, man, he's like, yo, let me do a little something, man. Let me not be a victim tonight.
Well, the most devastating move in AEW history missed tonight, so we didn't get to full carnage. It looks like Okada will wrestle another day. So good for him. So now we're gonna get into the big bulk of Dynamite. A big portion of Dynamite has to do with the world title match, Kenny Omega versus MJF, and different things that go along those lines. So the night starts off, the beginning of Dynamite starts off with Tony Schiavone in the ring, waiting for them to come out and do a contract signing, right? And as he's out there waiting, you get pyro going off, and he's like, okay, I guess it's the beginning of the show. And he starts to talk again, and music hits, and it's Judas. And we get the return of Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we're not getting Jericho in a WWE retirement tour. It looks like we're not getting Jericho losing to Gunther on his last WWE match. Looks like we're not getting the Chris Jericho Hall of Fame push. But he is back in AEW. So we'll see how that goes.
All right.
But anyway, he comes out, basically says, I'm home. And the crowd goes wild. he's been gone for almost a year. Nobody knew when he was coming back, if he was coming back, if he was going to WWE. So the fact that he's getting a pop, it's got the whole fondness makes the heart grow, or what is it? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. And
Yeah.
maybe people thought that he was actually going to go to WWE and may appreciate him more in AEW. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what they do with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there in age. Welcome back to AEW. Welcome back to wrestling. Chris Jericho, the walls of Jericho. We got Cage, we got Christian. Damn, we got the whole WWE SmackDown Know Your Role in this motherfucker. We got Chris Jericho. Okay, all right, we getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. We just need the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys. We got a hardcore division right now.
Hey, the Hardys were there for a
Welcome
little
back,
bit.
Chris. I don't know what the hell they gonna do with you. Maybe they just brought you out because they in Winnipeg or some shit. We'll see. We knew you wasn't in the coffin. You know, we knew you wasn't in the coffin at Elimination Chamber. It wasn't you. So, you know, it was only a matter of time you pop up at AEW somewhere. Welcome home, doggy dog. I mean, I'm a Chris Jericho fan, I guess. You know, I ain't the biggest though. I like them in WCW. You feel me? I'm old with this shit.
I have a
Okay,
re-
welcome back.
I have a
AEW
respect.
Chris Jericho, I'm not a fan of. I'm just gonna keep it gangster. I'm not the biggest AEW Chris Jericho fan, but welcome back, man. Fuck it. If y'all like it, I love it.
I wasn't the biggest Jericho fan. In fact, I really didn't like him very much. And as I grew older, I learned to respect not only his work on the mic and his insults, but also respecting the fact of him changing his revolutionizing his gimmick while still being Chris Jericho. He's not going from, a dead man to a biker. I mean, switching gears like that. He was just Chris Jericho, just with a different personality. And he even got putting people on a piece of paper on a list over. So I respect the works that he's done.
Cool. He definitely like from WCW to WWE. He definitely evolved. I'm fucking with that. Like his whole journey, I guess up until AEW, I fucked with. Like you said, he didn't do transformations,
He just
so to
slightly
say.
tweaked it.
And I mean, I think that's dope. So I mean, and like you said, he was always Chris Jericho. So I enjoy the evolution of him, but I think his peak or his final form was in AEW, and that was it. I was done at his final form. When he went to AEW, I think that was his final form. And
Yeah.
everything he did in AEW was whatever. But like I'm not the biggest Chris Jericho AEW fan, but I know that he means a lot to the brand and to the promotion. So, you know,
So one thing I am interested to see about this whole Chris Jericho coming back to AEW, he was in a faction at the time. He had, Big Cass and the Bounty Hunter following him and being under his learning tree. And that was kind of his gimmick at the time, was the learning tree. Well, then all of a sudden Jericho just disappeared off of TV, and they've been kind of working as a tag team, but their leader just kind of up and left. So I'm waiting for some random backstage segment between that, because a lot of things in AEW, they'll they'll put a little knot on that loose end and just close the door on it, but it'll be in some random backstage segment. It'll be something, not just kind of a throwaway thing. But at the same time, it ties up that loose end. So I'm waiting to see that conversation goes.
we'll see, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know what I want to see from Chris Jericho. It's too much shit going on already. Like, and he inserting himself in there. We'll see, man. We'll see.
so back to the whole contract signing. Now that he's inserted himself in and then dipped, MJF comes out, Kenny Omega comes out. Normally on contract signings, they do the whole one side talks, does their promo, and then signs, and the other side talks, does their promo, signs, and they fight, right? That's contract signing pro wrestling. So the interesting thing about this is, as soon as it gets out there, they both just sign the contract right away. They'll do the fighting and the talking promo afterwards, but they sign it without saying a word. And I almost thought that's all it was gonna be. But they start
Mm-hmm.
kind of arguing. going back and forth. He talks about Kenny's diverticulitis and about how the last time at the doctor, MJF says that Kenny, the doctor told Kenny that his intestines are ready to explode at any moment and he really shouldn't be wrestling anymore. So if MJF does enough damage to his intestines, he could kill him. He could die. And Kenny calls out MJF's hair plugs. So we get this almost come to blows, and somebody stops it from happening, and it's the super baby face Mike Bailey. And Mike comes out to the ring and he says, MJF, sir, mister, I really think that you need to apologize to Mr. Kenny Omega. You should be thanking him, because if there is no Kenny Omega, then we have no AEW. And so I think you need to get your tuchus kicked, because I have mental strength and the heart of a champion. And that's what makes me a winner.
Mike Bailey, Speedball. Speedball. He out there bootlicking for Kenny Omega. I mean, he didn't lie. He didn't lie. He didn't lie. He didn't lie, but he ain't have to say that. But he ain't lie. Like, he ain't supposed to be, come on, bro. He ain't supposed to be dick pulling on another grown man. Come on now. That ain't good. That ain't gangster, bro. You ain't looking tough, bro. You looking like a little bitch around here with that. You out here dick pulling. You didn't lie though. That's one thing about dick pulling. It ain't never lying. Dick pulling is never lies. Dick pulling is true form as it gets. So flattery, but you still out there dick pulling, Mike Bailey, and we don't like that at the TB2 podcast. We don't do that. We're not fucking with that, Mike Bailey. And I mean, you're on Burr's shit list, Mike Bailey. You might want to toughen up.
Yeah.
And you might want to stay out of grown people business, bro. You might want to stay out of grown people business, because these niggas is CM Punk and Roman Reigns and talking about each other. Like, they bagging on each other right now. So get out of this roast session, bro. This roast session don't involve you at all. See, we're roasting and we're talking about body parts and physical ailments and things that's wrong with us right now. You in the ring on some positive P shit. Get up out of here.
Because they even got the commentators talking about how, boy, that's the heart of a fighting champion right there. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Yeah, they got 2 kids, bro. You cannot wait for the Mike Bailey fall off. It's coming though. It's coming.
Bro.
They building it up. They making his balloon so high. No.
Let me be the first one to pop that shit. Please. Please. I am so over the super.
Boy. Burr is on your ass. Burr on your ass, Mike. We can't even get past the fact that my nigga Marcus out there talking shit. How dare you step? How dare you step to Marcus? How dare you step to Marcus like that? What's wrong with you?
Well, it sets up for a match between Speedball Mike Bailey and MJF, and it's an eliminator match. So if Mike Bailey wins, then he gets a title match against MJF. Maybe this whole thing turns into a triple threat at Dynasty. Well, Kenny comes out when he signs the contract. He signs it in his gear, because right after the contract signing, he's got a trios match. He's teaming with Brody King and Jack Perry, taking on the Demand.
Right.
Ricky and his boys. So yeah, this is a good match. I really enjoy seeing Ricky and Kenny in the ring together. I hope they get to work each other let a couple of times, because they have some really nice sequences.
I mean, the setup is really Ricochet and Jungle Jack. The setup in this is really Ricochet and Jack. From the Blackjack match. But this dope. A trios match, you get Kenny Omega up in this motherfucker against Ricochet into the man. I'm here for it. I'm also, like I said, I'm here for the beef or the story that might get told or not get told between Ricky and Jungle Man.
Yeah.
Jungle Man.
Jungle
what
Man.
the fuck am I talking about? Jungle Man. Jungle Man.
Jungle Man. So yeah, this is a good match. the end
Mhm.
of it, Ricky grabs the belt and he tries to hit Kenny. Jack Perry stops him. Ricky gets hit with a one-winged angel. He uh he actually
Damn.
gets out and rolls Kenny up for the win.
Yeah, man, ain't that some shit?
Yep. So the Demand get the win, and
Retrocade.
or maybe it's almost maybe Ricky ends up taking a V trigger and a one wing angel for the win. Maybe I thought he almost beat him there because that's what I got in my notes. Because yeah, I didn't remember Ricochet getting the win on that. I remember Kenny getting the win. So he almost pins him, or he almost beats him after getting out of the first one wing angel. But Kenny hits a V trigger and a one wing angel and ends up winning. So that's me being wrong. That's me and my notes being wrong and my memory being wrong. But yeah, that's how the match
It's
ends.
alright. Burr is fresh off vacation, man. It's alright, brother. The people at the IWC don't know that sometimes that you, the technician, have to go on vacation. So
Hey, you gotta have some
it's
family
alright.
time every once in a while. Every once in a
A
while.
little bit. I know you eat, sleep, shit, wrestling, but sometimes even the best fucking read the notes wrong.
Yeah. So, um, and then we get the rest of the Kenny Omega MJF story. You get Speedball Mike Bailey against MJF in the main event of Dynamite. This is how we're ending the show. So if you're still here listening during the main event, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell for notifications. You're already here. You watched us this whole time. You might as well become a fan and stay tuned to everything we're doing, all the reviews. We got new content coming up. We've got interviews we're dropping. Just dropped Sam Stackhouse, which was a beautiful interview. He talks about how he's got such a good support system with his family. He talks about wearing a mask now and really not being used to it till like the seventh different variation of the mask, and drops an exclusive about his gear and his shop that he's opening up online. So once we have that website, that link, we'll definitely put it out on TB2 podcast. Get you some Sam Stackhouse merch. We're gonna order some for us. Be rocking it here on the pod. But we are in the main event: MJF versus super babyface Mike Bailey. Because he's gonna get in this match and he's gonna take out old MJF, Sir Mister, and he's gonna use his mental toughness and his heart of a champion, and that's what's gonna make him a winner.
You're gonna need a lot of that when you in the ring with my dude Maxwell. You're gonna need a lot of mental toughness against a man who just mentally will break your ass down and then physically break you down. Like, you need a lot of mental toughness. So Mike Bailey, you going into this match with the right state of mind.
Yeah, well, and still with the super baby facedness, okay? MJF wears his United States gear, you know, the stars and stripes, because they're in Canada, right?
Hmm.
So he got to be that extra little bit of a heel just for the shits and giggles of it. Well, Mike Bailey comes out in Canada gear, putting a Canada flag over his shoulders. Like, bro, you
Wow.
you really trying
Mike,
hard to be like,
you're from
I'm the
Alabama. Stop. Stop it. Your name's Mike Bailey. There's no way you're from fucking Winnipeg, Canada. No way you're from Manitoba. No way you're from Manitoba, bro. Stop it, bro. You're not from Manitoba.
oh, don't you know there is?
Like,
You
you
from up
gotta
there.
fucking be kidding me, yo. Hey, when I seen that shit, I'm like, yo, Bird's gonna eat this up. Bird's gonna eat this up, bro. Bird's gonna eat this the fuck up. Do you know what you're doing? See, Mike, let me find out you're listening to the podcast and you're antagonizing my man.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Cause
He's
that
doing it on
shit right
purpose.
there, that took me out, bro. I said, oh man.
Yeah, and it had me because they're pushing the whole. Hey, if you didn't know, he's the good guy, guys. He's the Canadian wearer that's in Canada where he wears Canadian. That's he's the good guy. Oh, don't you know there? We're cheering for Mike Bailey there, over here in Canada
Yeah,
there.
you right. Yeah, you got that Minnesota shit. So you know, man, you know. He's not from Manitoba, bro. He's not from Manitoba. This motherfucker's he's trying to win over the crowd. because MJF, you know, he's over like a motherfucker. Like he's coming out wrestling on Dynamites for the people. So, you know, they going crazy about that shit. You're gonna have to do everything you got. You gotta have mental toughness. You gotta have physical abilities. You gotta have a partner that has the strongest move in AEW. You gotta have all this shit combined. And you gotta be dripped out in Canadian red and white maple leaf to get the win over MJF, or at least attempt. And you
Yeah.
gotta make it an eliminator, right? We got this an eliminator match?
Yeah, this eliminator match.
What are you doing, Mike Bailey? Are you taking speedballs of fucking coke? What are you doing? You doing 8 balls of speedball? Why would you sign yourself up for that? You know, you are on speed balling, motherfucker. 8 balls of speed because you is fucking tripping. What were you thinking when you signed up? See, your mental toughness got you wrestling with the wrong decisions because you about to cut yourself out the fucking game. I guess you're
Yep.
like, man, I got these trios. I got a trios title, man. I'm with Sin Cara, aka Mystico. I'm with Kevin Knight. Like, I don't give a fuck.
And
Solo career done.
it's over. It's over.
Single career done.
And it's probably best because if he was a single champion, then he's got to shoot promos all the time. And you know, we don't fucking want that.
He put that shit on the line. He put that shit on the line in fucking Winnipeg, all the way in Canada. He put that shit on the line against MJF. He was definitely doing a 8 ball of some speed. He was definitely doing a speed ball, nigga, because why would he ever do that? Why the fuck would you ever agree to that? You crazy. You could be fucking the baby. You could be Cody Rhodes, motherfucker. You ain't Cody Rhodes, motherfucker.
Yep. Yep.
But you thought you was Cody Rhodes, nigga? You thought you was Cody Rhodes? You come in here doing some shit like that? You must be crazy. MJF the damn devil. He got you. He be having people doing all type of weird shit. That's the devil, dog.
Well, it's a pretty. I mean, it's a decent match. They do the
Yeah, of
kicks.
course.
Mike Bailey does his kicks. You know, I'll give him credit for those. Those look clean. MJF has so it's a MJF will go for a move. Mike Bailey will counter, and then MJF will immediately reverse that counter into a move. They did that like 5 or 6 different times where it was MJF was doing something, Mike Bailey knew the counter, and then MJF knew the counter of the counter and would do some offense. So I don't know if it's just they're scouting each other or if they've just got that good of chemistry. But MJF was getting the upper hand 9 times out of 10. The end of this match, Mike Bailey takes a tombstone out on the apron and then takes the pile driver that MJF does.
Yeah,
The heat
MJF
seeker.
always do that.
The heat seeker.
That's a signature MJF.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's signature.
He eliminates Mike Bailey. So the thing I didn't say about this match, Kenny Omega's on commentary during this match, saying some really random things. And as MJF makes the pin on Mike Bailey,
I went on a speedball tangent. So yeah, you missed out on the details. Yeah, Kenny Omega's on the sidelines watching all this tomfuckery.
Yeah, and as MJF does the pin, he stares into Kenny Omega's soul, into his eyes as he's doing the pin, and we have this intense moment. As MJF he attacks Speedball after the match. Kenny runs him off. Roll credits. This is AEW Collision and Dynamite.
Boom, boom, go to Dynamite and look out for our interview. Boom, boom, Brandon Groom. But boom, boom goes to Dynamite.
Shameless plug. Shameless
TB2
plug.
podcast. Hey, some more good shit. You know, overall, pretty good week of AEW. Once again, they're taking over. It took them a while. It took them a while to get it down, but they finally got it down at AEW, and they're producing some good shit week in and week out.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. There's still stuff I don't like on AEW. I try to be, you know, not partial to one side or the other because I enjoy wrestling. I love wrestling across the board. So if WWE's doing things, I'll shit on it. If AEW's doing things, hashtag Mike Bailey, I'll shit on it. But I also notice myself not shitting on AEW as much as I do WWE. So that kind of just tells you where my arrow is at on the scale at this point in time. I'm more excited for Dynasty than I am WrestleMania.
Yeah, me too, bro. I think Dynasty gonna be more action packed. I love a good WrestleMania, man, because it's a big spectacle. You know, I usually give me a good bag of trees, some drinks, eat me some good food and kick back. It's a good time. It really is. It's like the Super Bowl for real.
Yeah.
But Dynasty will have some action. We didn't see Swerve this week. He's taking a break. Hopefully he's in the gym. We didn't see who else, man? There was somebody else I wanted to mention. But a couple people we didn't see, Andrade, a couple names, they getting the back warming up, and that's cool. AEW got enough going on to where they could kind of sit some people out a little bit and keep the shit rolling.
Yeah.
Shout out to AEW and shout out to Tony Schiavone, because something about his voice just does
Maybe I can get him on the
wrestling,
podcast.
man. Wrestling. I would love to talk to Tony Schiavone, man. I would love to talk to Tony Schiavone, bro.
Let's see if
Georgia legend right there.
we can
AT
work some
alien
magic.
right there.
Yeah, maybe we can work some magic. And I may know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that runs the mail for the fireman that worked on the city water about 3 blocks from Tony Schiavone's niece. So I think that maybe we can work something out.
Tap in, Tony Schiavone. Tap in, anybody in AEW. Tap the fuck in. And if you listening, you're a fan of a fan, tell a friend that we here and we here to stay, that it's the IWC Tag Team Champions. We here, and spread the word, man. Spread the word. TB2 Podcast. We here, baby. Spotify. You know what I'm saying? We here. Look out. We got more shit coming too. We ain't gonna say nothing. Just keep looking out. It is what it is, baby. I am the boss. B-O double dollar signs.
You know I'm the Burr. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Yes, sir.